All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Nick Larson. Today is August 28th, 2019, and it's right at noon, so we're right on time today. Hooray! Um, we are working on the JS13K games competition. Let's go ahead and take a look at that one more time. JS13K. Maybe there are some submissions now that we can go play with. That would be awesome. Ooh, there are. Let's go see what other people have accomplished. Alright, remember, this thing is called, the theme is back. Reach the end without seeing your back. Instructions. You have to move backwards using the ASD keys. W won't work. Make sure you don't touch those red objects, and you are not allowed to see back for VR. Only for Oculus Go. Move left, right, A, B. Move back with X. I can't really play this one because I don't have an Oculus. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Rep Tour. Use. Click the screen for the player to move. For VR, press the X button. Instructions. You are initially at the center and have to move out to win. The red dots make you respawn at the center. The purple one makes you move back. The blue one pushes you forward. It's really difficult to see the difference between blue and purple here. The blue one pushes you forward. At the end, you move back to your initial position. Okay, let's just take a check. Whoa. Oh man. This is really difficult. Oh wait. What? Oh wait, here we go. Use the up arrow for desktop to move. Can I zoom out? Oh man, that would be cool if I could zoom out. Okay. Move the up arrow. No, I want to go. Here we go. Oh crap. Because I was holding on to it, it's like resetting or something. Use the up arrow for desktop. That doesn't help. To move the arrow. You are... It's not super clear to me. Oh, wait. Oh! Okay, purple makes you go back. Red sends you back. Okay. What is the goal here? At the end, you move back to your position. Okay. I mean, it's a good start, I suppose. I'm having a difficult time understanding like what the goal is there. Meadow. A small story game of a bunny that fell down into a cave and makes its way back to its bunny friends. You jump over the enemies. Let me make this bigger so everyone can see. Okay. A small story game of a bunny that fell down into a cave and makes its way back to its bunny friends. You jump over the enemies by clicking or tapping on the screen. The closer you get to the meadow, the more scenery changes to gradually reflect a meadow. Alright, let's give it a shot. You'll notice that none of these have noise, by the way, so far. I think these are just like... Oh, just kidding, goodness me. I'm gonna have to turn that down. Oh, look, it's trees. Can I die? That is extraordinarily loud. Oh, I see. You have hearts at the top. I have to turn this down. This is unbelievable. Oh my. Wow. Okay, let's try this one more time. Let's see if we can actually get to the meadow. Oh, I lost my hearts. Oh man, that was awful. Alright, so when you jump as high as you can. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. Okay, maybe a little bit more control would be cool. Oh, did I make it? No, did not. It's pretty impressive to have this much graphics in a game for 13K. Okay, well, that was cool. Let's go back. Gonna have to dial the music back on that one. Dial it back and then a little more control. But overall, it was a good start. I liked the graphics a lot. I like how it actually represented trees and whatnot. Back out. It's an avoidance game. Use arrow keys to control paddles to avoid hitting the ball. Use the space to speed up the ball to earn more points. Okay. Use the arrow keys to control paddles to avoid hitting the ball. Use space to speed up the ball to earn more points. Press space to play. Avoid paddles. Look at that, man. All of this. How much effort did you spend on just this one screen? That's crazy. And whatever this font is, who knows? Avoid paddles to hit the ball. Use arrow keys to control paddles. Use space to go faster. Avoid paddles to hit the ball. Oh, I see. Ah. Okay, also really difficult. That's kind of cool, though. Let's take a look at this. I liked the sound in that one. There was a little ding, 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 ding. That one was a lot better than the other one. Frame buster, buffer, tweet cards, source. Oh man, that's a lot. Goodness me, that's a lot. Events. Bind document. End move, start move. Unbindable. el.add event listener. Return. el.remove event listener. Unbinds. Interesting. Okay. Audio. Audio SND explode. Ah, sound box. There we go, look. Kind of like that. as something we can use for hours. Okay, loop. Request animation frame. Okay. Start, stop, tick. Request animation frame. Loop, running equals false, last update equals now, frame equals 0. Frame equals request animation frame of tick. What does request animation frame actually return? Request animation frame. Okay. Return value. The request ID. Oh, cancel animation frame. Got it. Okay, that's kind of cool. All right, let's pull hours up. We have a couple of things that we're doing. I do want to take a look at that, though. Run game. Main game loop. Update stats. Update the scene. Render the scene. Request animation frame. Update stats, frame rate, now minus first, okay. Oh, I see. I shifted it out. No wonder. That makes more sense. That's actually less code. Alright, so I shifted it out and then I did it. The other thing that you can do... Well, no, you gotta get the timeout. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Main game loop. Mouse object. Alright, so one thing that we need to do is handle what happens when you click to figure out what you're clicking on. These games where you just sort of inherently have control over the actions of a single thing is sort of what all of these were. I would really like to see an example of one that isn't like that. This handles a click anywhere on the screen. Jump. Well, that's interesting. It literally is just playing a sound. Okay. If scene equals game, scene equals end. We don't even need that because we just have one. Start. Okay. Game over, end, begin. Oh, there's actual PNGs in here. Interesting. Okay, enemies are sprites. Okay. Health sheet. Loop. Update. Render. Sure. The hell is game loop? Oh. What is contra? Well, the entire source isn't here. Lib? Contra. Oh, goodness me. That's 14.3 kilobytes. That's a little more than 13. Super interesting. Okay, well, work in progress, I suppose. Okay. So the whole clicking thing. Okay. So no examples yet. We're just going to do this sort of the same way that we've been doing it. We have a click. If you maybe what we want to do is say something like you know, well, we need some way to be able to say that you are clicking and dragging. Okay. Still super interesting. I guess let's go ahead and get this started. CD source. Run a website. Okay. Localhost 8000. All right, here is our thing. Wow, that is bouncing all over. I really would expect that to be super consistent. Maybe we want to up it to like 30. Where is stats.times? There it is. Okay. Let's do let times equals this, and say for var I equals 0, I less than 30, I plus plus, times dot push of I. No, time. And then we just need this. And let's see if that smooths it out. A little bit? Maybe let's put 60 in there. So rolling average over the last 60 seconds. If I have 60 in there, then we have 59 frames. No, it's still 60. Okay. So let's do something like... Nope. Yep. Okay, well, sure. I'm dragging. Okay. Whatever. Sort of is what it is. I was pretty sure that request animation frame is guaranteed to be 60 frames a second. Request animation frame times frames per second. Rate is typically around 60 frames. To repeat that differently, this means that function and related code have the potential to refresh your screen 60 times every second. Demo throttling at 5 frames per second. All right, well, I feel like my math is wrong. It's, let's just put it back the way we had it, right? -1. I don't know, seems really consistent. Whatever. I'm not super concerned about the FPS. It is super interesting, though. Let's just do... I don't know. 99. I don't know. That's really weird. Okay. Uh, I want to take a look at dropping. Okay, so you have something, you're dragging it, you need to drop it. We have already got it set up so we can't interact with these things. Now what we want to do is say, can you interact with this thing or with these things? Let's make it so you can swap them first. That seems like the most straightforward path to go. And then the second one ought to be just take this square right here and make it so you can drop them in there anywhere. Okay. So let's see. How are we going to do that? We're basically going to say when you drop it into a place, it needs to identify that it has been dropped. So we have an event listener for mouse up. I think what we want to do is sort of put this mouse chords get interactable object. Do I need the mouse chords? Yes, I do, because it's start drag. In this case, I don't. I just need the interactable object of the thing that's underneath it. I think we need a draggable. Okay, get interactable object. How are we determining that? Get interactable object. Okay. We're doing it like this. And right now I'm saying that only minions are interactable. Let's do something like interactable equals it needs to be in interactable equals a new array. And then I want to say something like it becomes interactable when you set it there. So let's just do something like GameState.set interactable equals function. Okay. Game object. GameState dot interactable dot push game object. Okay, I need an index of if GameState.interactable dot index of game object is less than 0, then do this. Okay, great. Disable interactable. Okay, game object. If GameState.interactable, and then I want to say game object. Actually, I don't even care about that, right? If it's in the interactable, then it's interactable. If it's not, then it's not. So GameState.interactable.index of. Let's do. Actually, I just want to remove it, right? Array remove of game object. All right, this ensures that it will only be in there one time. This just removes it. Oh, I have to specify the array. Game state dot interactable. Okay. And honestly, I probably want to go something more like that. Sure. Whatever. Okay. So now I have the ability to make something interactable or not interactable. So now I want to say game state.interactable. Object. Game object equals GameState.interactable. And then I want to say not minion.screenObject. I want to say game object. Game object. Return game object. And now what I want to do is set each of these to interactable when it is acquired. I have this like large amount of just like global state and this game state thing, and I'm not liking that, but like at the end of the day it's just not the end of the world. Let's say interactable, 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 interactable. Okay. So now anything that's interactable is controlled through that, but I want to say something along the lines of adding each of the minions to it at the time that it is collected. All right, so down here we have this thing where we start adding the minions. When you add a minion, I want to say when it enters the reserve. So I add a minion. The reserve.add minion is the thing that should then make it draggable. So now I want to say something like game state dot set interactable minion. And let's see how that does. No errors. Oh, not doing anything though. Damn. That would have been way too cool. Well, at least we can't move these either. Okay. Set interactable. What do you mean there's no definition for set interactable? There is. Okay. Let's just see if we're getting to... Okay, get interactable object. Right, we have game state.get interactable object. And now what I want to do is something like console.log of object. Null. Okay, not what we wanted. So let's go back to this get interactable object. If the index of is less than 0, so let's log this. Console.log interactable. And ideally this should just print, alright, there's a bunch of minions in here that are interactable. Let's take a look at the 0th one. It's the gorilla. Its location is 0, 0. Its screen location is 160, and its size is 50/50. That's interesting. So it's in there. And then somehow that's returning null. Okay. Let's just do this. Actually, I don't even need this. I just need this. And then for now, I don't even want to do that. I just want these 3. And I want to say this get interactable object. Interactable is GameState.interactable, which should be filled with game objects. It is. So I'm going to say console.log coords console.log SL console.log size console.log, and then just some dashes so that I can see the difference between each of the objects that's being passed. I click. Oh, dot length. And that's probably going to be the whole thing there. Okay, alright. Now we can get rid of all these. Okay. Console.log. That's the one I want. And then we want to go to here. Alright, so we're back to the drag land. One more console.log. All right, so now we have this concept of interactable, and that gets you an interactable object. So on mouse up, I want to get an interactable object as well. And then I want to see if I can drop something into it. That's the plan. I think the way that I'm going to go about that is, I mean, getting a hold of the object is not going to be hard. We just do this right here. We get the interactable object. It'll be whatever is already at that screen location. Ooh. The problem with that is we want to skip whatever is in the mouse. We want to skip whatever is in the mouse. Because whatever I'm dragging around is obviously going to be underneath it. Okay. Let's just get the object first and see where we are. Okay. If object, I think it's the same idea. I think it's exactly the same as this, and instead of start drag, we want something like trigger drop. Is that what we want? Is that what we want? I do think that is what we want. How am I going to trigger the drop? I don't actually care about the mouse coordinates anymore. I think I just want to say something like object.trigger. Yeah, I think we're just going to add like an event system here that's like object. Okay, yeah. We're going to run into another problem, which is there's already going to be something there and we want to swap it. Maybe I just have a droppable and not worry about this. Like, at this point, it's just about getting as far as we can into the game. All right. Yeah, we're just going to have a game state.droppable, and we're going to add things to droppable. we're going to have something called game state. No, this is going to be called const get object at location. Okay, and this is going to take in objects, chords, objects, and then here we're going to have get interactable object is chords get object at location of interactable and chords. Okay. Now we're going to have the same exact concept const droppable equals game state dot droppable equals an array, game state dot set droppable equals function, actually just game object, and then we're just going to say interactable, no, droppable dot push, exact same idea. I'm just going to copy all of these. Okay, set droppable. Disable droppable. Get droppable object. Droppable. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to say each of these cells player render, health bar, player reserve, slot, player reserve slot. And this is going to be a slot is going to be droppable. And then we want game state dot set droppable slot. Okay. Okay, game state dot set droppable. I suppose. What else? Does that do anything? I don't actually want them all to be droppable. Alright, the hacks are just going to continue. If player equals you know what? I don't even want this here. I think I want this down at the bottom. I want to say something like, all right, player 1 reserve. And then now I want for let I equals 0, I less than P1 reserve dot slots dot length I plus plus games. Okay, dot set droppable. Okay, so the slots are now droppable for player 1 only. And then I want to make it so that I'm going to do it like this. Okay, the slots are now droppable for player 1. And then what are we going to do? Set droppable. And we're going to say get droppable object. Get droppable object. Okay, so now we need to go to the, okay, not interactable, get droppable object. Owner. Maybe I make it so that it's interactable when the player 1 reserve takes control. Alright, we don't want to start drag. We want to basically console.log of object. I have no idea where we're at. Does it even work? I can drag it. I let go it. We're not getting a droppable object. Is it setting these as droppable? No. Okay, let's try it like this. Null, as expected. Ooh, alright, player reserve slot. Okay. Player reserve. We have player one reserve equals player one dot reserve. Okay. Player reserve. We're just going to add the old this dot player equals player. All right, this should print twice. Damn it. Oh, I need owner, not player. Come on, you can do it. Player reserve slot. Oh, it's the reserve that's getting the player. Okay. Player reserve slot of this. Player reserve. This dot owner equals player reserve dot player. Dot owner. Oh, all right, we're finally printing twice. Okay. Okay. We're getting the droppable object correctly. Oh, let's go ahead and make sure we're doing this like for real correctly. So we can't pick this one up. And we're not doing anything there. When we drag over here, when we drag, okay, all right, all right, all right, all right, okay. Okay. To drop something in there, we basically want to say object dot drop of drag. So this will give us the original container, the original location, all of that. Original container. We don't necessarily want this anymore. Okay. Let should drop equals all this crap. I think we don't want any of that. I think what we want is if drag dot container. We want to know what it's part of. We want to know if it's still in the mouse container or not. How do we check that? Object.parent. Okay, if it equals this. That's not actually a thing. All right, if the object.parent is the mouse object, then I want to return it to its original location. Otherwise, I don't. And I think add component is the thing that sets the parent. Yeah. Okay, so if the parent is the mouse object, then I want to return it to where it goes. Otherwise, I want to call object.drop. How about handle drop? Of the entire drag object. Right, because I need the original location so I know where to like do the swap to if I'm swapping it. Okay, I can handle that. And I almost want to throw an exception. This will throw me a null exception in the case that it's not there, so that's fine. Okay. So we want to make it so that when you drop, you now have to handle the drop. And maybe it is as simple as like... No, it's not. Okay, let's go like this. So now we want something that's like handle drop. Sure. On the slot, player reserve slot, we want a handle drop game object. And then what we want to say, and drag. Okay. Drag info. And then what we want to say in here is something along the lines of okay. Const object equals drag info dot. Gonna have to go down and take a look. All right, this is what we're looking at. Object. And okay. If game object, how do you check if something is a JavaScript script? Check if class is type instance of. Okay. Instance of minion. How about it? If not this, then just return. Okay. Then we want to say, okay, the things that we need to do, we need to, if there is something, okay, if this dot minion, then we want to move the minion to the other location. This dot minion, we want to say ooh, this is what we need to do. But really I want to do it like this. I think this set interactable we want to move further in. Slot.set minion. Okay. And then we want, if this dot minion, we want to move the minion to the, swap minions. Otherwise, this dot set minion does the player care about minions? Shit. It does. But I believe it would already be in there if we're doing a drop. Okay. Again, all hacks. This dot set minion. Game object. And in this case, it needs to be this. It needs to be. All right. If this dot minion drag dot original container dot set minion this dot minion. I think that's it. We can drag. Oh shit, we got them both. It didn't actually swap them. Okay, it's cool that we can move them though. Can I drop it? No, I can't. What about these? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Yep. Okay. Alright, so there's some kind of bug with dropping in here, and there's some kind of bug with swapping. We need to figure out how to do the swapping. Why isn't the swapping working? Okay. We're not getting any error whatsoever. Player reserve slot. Let's just... Oh. Duh. This dot minion equals minion. Nope, drag is not defined. Oh, it doesn't want to let it go now. Oh, shit. Okay, well, don't fuck that one up. Okay. Okay, so refresh. We can drag, we can drop. We can drag. I cannot drop. Drag is not defined. Drag. Aha, drag info. Refresh. I can click, I can drag, I can drop. I can click, I can drag, I can drop. Oh, that's awful. What in the fuck is going on right there? That's crazy. That's totally bananas. Okay, I can swap them, but when I drag and then I switch to a new one, okay, we can move the first one. Then when we move the second one, I think we need to null out the original container. Right? And then I think we need to do something like drag.originalContainer equals null, and drag.original location equals null, just to be safe here. That is so weird that when I'm setting the, I don't actually think that's going to do it. Okay, somehow some state is getting captured about the last thing that moved. When I start the drag, when I release the drag, somehow it's moving two things. Okay, I move the first one. I move the second one, they both move. Object.handleDrop. I'm saying get me the droppable object. That's another thing I want to check. Oh, look at that. Shit can't drop there. Okay. So when I try to drop into something else, cannot read property parent of null. If object.parent oh. If drag.object.parent no. Yes. Okay. Okay, I can drag that. Alright, they still both move. That sucks. But at least I fixed that one. And that one. Okay, so now, why they both move. Really freaking beyond me. I am dropping here. We're just going to have to start getting the state out. Yeah, we're just gonna have to get the state out. I don't know what's going on. This is clearly being called more than once. Console.log of object. I let go. Oh, it is only being called once. Maybe what's happening is these cells are actually reordering themselves. Weird. I mean, that is like... Okay. I am handling the drop. Drag info dot original container dot set minion. Right? The player reserve itself doesn't handle the drop. What is going on? Null. Oh, look, it thought there was a minion there. Oh, we're not clearing out the minion. So both of these slots think they are the owner of the minion. Ah. Gosh, that makes sense. Remove minion. Minion. Do I have a remove component? Or just an add? No, I have a remove component. Okay. This dot remove component minion. This dot minion. Oops. Game state dot remove dot disable interactable this dot minion. This dot minion equals null. This okay, let minion equal this dot minion. Okay. This dot remove minion and set minion. Okay. Okay, I can move that. Oh shit. Damn it. Ugh. It's like legit making copies or something. There was no reason for it to render twice because the update should set the location, the screen location, to exactly one place at the very end. I'm just like really struggling with this. Maybe removing the minion isn't what we want to do. Maybe what we want to do. Okay. I do like the idea of having this be what we want to do. What we're saying is remove minion. Let's just say this dot remove minion. Oh. Else drag info dot original container dot remove minion. Right? I'm removing it from its original place and then I'm setting it to here. Otherwise, okay. Seriously? You somehow managed to copy it. I have released it. How is it rendering twice? Somehow I am still dragging it. Now I feel like... Okay, I feel like this is actually correct. If it's a minion, if it's not a minion, then get the hell out of here. If we have a minion that we want to add to here, then we need to see if we already have a minion. If we already have a minion, then we want to put it where this one came from. So we take the original container and we set the minion there. Otherwise, the original container needs to be emptied, and this one now gets the new minion. That feels correct to me. So then this feels incorrect. We have set the minion to this location, which means that the drag object parent Okay, so we have now set the drag.object.parent, okay, console.log, drag.object dot parent. I'm doing this incorrectly. Oh, that's the only console.log. So in the case that I drop it here, now let's refresh. In the case that I drop it here, we have now somehow managed to make a copy. How did we make a copy? We dropped it in a player reserve slot. I think I want to set the location to 0, 0. And here I want to explicitly do so. Okay. And now when I add something to a player, okay, a minion reserve, a player reserve slot, I additionally want to say this, I want to say minion.location equals x0 y 0. So that should determine where it actually renders. And I think that might even be wrong. Don't we have some like dumb I can't even tell anymore. Minion render. Sure, okay. Okay. So that sets the location. The thing that is not happening, well, it ought to be happening actually. Somehow I am like legit getting 2 instances of my minion. One in the mouse. Okay. I need to say something like add component, which is what should be happening in handle drop. Handle drop, set minion, add component, which should clear out the parent. Remove component. Okay. Am I saving? Maybe like what is going on there? What? I just don't know. I am logging the parent, which is the mouse object. I mean, it must be, right? If drag.object dot parent somehow I am not removing component. Somehow I'm not removing the component. I drag and drop. It's a player reserve slot. Weird. When I click, I'm clicking on the interactable object and it disappears from there. Okay, so I think what's happening is it's not getting removed from the mouse. And so anytime I click, I am clicking on that object. So for some reason, it's not getting removed from the mouse. So let's figure out why it's not getting removed from the mouse. Right? I click and drag. I let go. It goes back. That works fine. When it drops somewhere, it does actually, now I'm clicking on the interactable object, so it disappears from its parent. I drop it there. Okay, so in the case where we handle the drop, in the case where we handle the drop, it is not being removed from the mouse object. And then I'm saying if the drag object parent is the mouse object, then I want to return it somewhere else. But it's not the mouse object, it's always something else. Handle drop. Go to handle drop. What if I put it into this? Okay, drag info dot original container. Okay. Console.log. Removing from original. Swapping. Setting. I drag, I let go. Wherever that console is. Get rid of this one because it's not helping. I drag, I let go. Drag, I let go. I drag, I let go. Removing from original, setting. Oh. Okay. Removing from original removes the component aha. It's this right here that's causing the problem. Okay. You can end up with a null parent if the array remove fails. So I need this to be something like and then I need up here this to be all the way at the top actually. I need this to be if array remove. Jeez. That was unbelievable. I wonder if that's going to do it. Hey, all right, all right. Swap them. Move it, move it, move it, move it. Swap them. Try to move it over here. Try to move it down here. Try to move it over here. Try to move it over here. Boom. Okay. We have swapping of these things around. Cool. And then the next thing that we want to do is we want to be able to drag and drop them down here. And for this, to make it easy, I think I'm going to go ahead and put some cells. Reason being, if we don't put cells, like if we don't, then the swapping part of it becomes really difficult, right? Because then each of these items has to be droppable as well. I don't know though, maybe that's the thing. Is like you can pick this up and you can pop it there. Right? You can pick off of here and move it up to the top. But it's so much more natural to pick up from the top and drag it down. In any case, well, so if we did cells, then the whole swapping part of it would be really straightforward. And we would get them onto the board at that point. And then we could... I don't know, maybe that's the thing, is like, just take the easy way, right? Like, we are running out of time on this. So just get them on the board, and then we sort out the rest of it later. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the direction we're going to go, but I don't actually have time for that right now. I have a meeting at 2 o'clock, and we're coming right up on 2 o'clock, so I'm going to have to go ahead and start wrapping this up. Let's go ahead for a moment and think about the amount of time that we have left and what all it is that we're trying to accomplish. The primary game mechanics are you need to be able to put your characters on the board, period. And then there needs to be some sort of event that like fires off and you fight against your opponent. And whatever that is, I don't really care at the moment. And then after the round, whoever won, there needs to be some interaction to modify your team. And we need some indication. We need some way to interact with these things in order to be able to tell we need some way to interact with these things so that you have some way to tell what their abilities are. So like a little pop-up window when you hover over it, perhaps. Actually kind of like that. Just a little pop-up window. Okay, I think that's going to be that. A little pop-up window. All right, so we're going to put a grid cell down here so that you can swap in your minions. We're going to set it up so that after the game, the pop-up shows up that allows you to choose your players, choose your minions, and we're going to put in the hover over, see what the stats are. And that's going to be it for this week. So hopefully, you know, whatever mechanism there is that actually plays the game, by the end we'll have a thing that says like, hey, you got to the end and you win or you lose. And that is what I want to achieve by the end of this week. Okay, I think that's going to be it. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. And I don't know where we're going to put the pop-up. Maybe right where your mouse is. So as you hover over it, it just sort of shows you. I mean, I can get on board with that. Or maybe if you right-click one of these things instead of left-clicking, then it pops up a window that shows its stats. Okay. All right, that's good. Let's go ahead and clear this out. Let's check in the little bit that we got done today, which I'm actually still pretty happy about because I've been putting it off for a while. And then yeah, let's go ahead and say so droppable. This was just a hack. Everything here is just a hack. And then, ideally, you know what? Since we're here, let's go ahead and also, yep, cd ... and let's do a build and just see where we are. All right, 3810. So we still have like 9K to go. I feel like, oh, Clark, yo, I really appreciate you throwing me a raid. I am literally just about to go, so I guess I will pass on the raid to somewhere else. But thank you so much, and I really hope you had a great. I hope you had a great stream today, man. But yeah, I have a meeting to get to here in about 3 minutes, so I'm gonna have to pass this on. But hello, everybody. Hello, .commie. Hello, Latjor. Let's go find someone else to pass this on to. If you've got any suggestions, I am wide open. Thanks for that follow. Let's go find somebody. Let's find Code Rushed. Let's go to Code Rushed. Code Rushed. There we go, raid. Alright, and I'm going to send everybody over there right now. But anyway, yeah, again, thank you so much, Clark. Really, really appreciate it.